With dry weather and dry skin, there is a call for body butter. Body butters are actually genuinely for persons who have dry skin, and it is mostly in high sales during dry season, Harmattan season. This is actually the period when people prepare these body butters and sell to their clients enough compared to selling out body lotion. If you are into skincare and you sell body creams and body lotions and body soaps, incorporating this free recipe is actually a very good goal for you. This is one of the recipes that I have in my ebook that contains about 120 clinical formula, and I decided to bring out this recipe and share with you guys so that you can actually get a taste or a feel of how quality my ebook is. So I'll be sharing with you the formula for this particular uh, body butter I'm making. If you have been having difficulties with piping more than two colors, and then you see some persons complaining that when they pipe more than two colors or three colors, that after a while the colors tends to mix with each other or fade out, and then the shape they got from their piping bags tends to actually go out or wear off. That's because of the texture that they have. So I will give you the right formula to achieve this texture. With this texture, this particular body butter that have pipes in this container can stay in this shape for a very long time without actually messing up. The colors won't blend together, neither will the shape disarrange. So if you make this and you package it, it can actually be in this shape till it gets to your customer. Even while your customer is still using it, till the last bit of it, it will still maintain this particular shape. So stay tuned and don't go anywhere. Hi, welcome back to Balm Glam DIY. On today's episode, we'll be learning how to make this very beautiful body butter I showed in the beginning of this video. This is actually the formula, and you can actually take a screenshot of it so that you can try it out. If you have questions, you can ask me in the description box. And then if you're already into production of body creams and body butters, so please, the additives and the extracts, you can actually replace them if you don't have the exact ones I'm using. They actually order very much a whole bunch of list of additives that are being added to body cream to enhance the body cream. So you can swap the extracts I'm using, you can swap the actives I'm using to make your own suit you, but make sure you maintain the basic measurements, which is the water, the oil, the butters, the emulsifiers, and then the co-emulsifiers. Try as much as possible to maintain them, even though you want to change, let's say my collagen extract that is at 2%, maybe you want to change your own from collagen extract to probably kojic acid or glutathione. There is no issue, but try as much as possible to maintain the butters the way it is. So for this recipe, I'm using silky wax. Now, some persons normally tell me in my videos that why do I always use silky wax to make body cream? It's just because, as the name sounds, it's silky. It's very conditioning to the skin. It's beautiful. It doesn't cause you to sweat. So if you can't see silky wax in your market, please make use of any other emulsifying wax you have. There is normal e-wax that is being sold in the market. You can buy it and use. Now, for the co-emulsifier, which is cetyl alcohol, you can use cetyl alcohol, you can use cetyl alcohol. So the one I'm using is cetyl alcohol. It's just that it contains is a mixture of cetyl alcohol and then stearic acid, like at least 2 to 1 of it. That's just different, but please just make use of cetyl alcohol, because I know that is the one that you easily see in your market. That is the co-emulsifier. If you have cetyl, you can use. There are also other co-emulsifiers out there. And then for the waxes, there is Olivem 1000. There are a whole lot of them that can give you a very good and nice texture. In case you don't have silky wax, please make use of the wax you can easily lay your hands on, so that you will not say that my recipe are always difficult to find the components I'm using. And then for the butter, I'm using a blend of shea butter and mango butter. Shea butter because it is very cheap and easy to find, and it is very beautiful on skin. It is very beautiful on black skin. So So I'm combining it with mango butter to help with the texture too. A little bit of mango butter. If you want to make use of only shea butter, please do. If you have only mango butter and that is what you feel that you can afford at it right at the time, make use of only mango butter. If you have the flexibility to incorporate other butters to it, so far you don't pass the recommended quantity I stated in the formula, no problem, you can mix it up, but just don't exceed that quantity of butter. That is the quantity of the butter you need. And then for the oils, maybe I use olive oil or carrot oil, and then somebody will say, no, I don't like carrot oil on my skin, because of that I won't do that recipe. No, you don't like carrot oil on your skin, you prefer papaya oil, please use papaya oil. You don't like carrot oil on skin, you prefer almond oil, please use almond oil. I use a combination of both carrot oil and olive oil to achieve my oil quantity. Or you will say, I don't have these two oils, what I have available to me is sunflower oil. Please replace that oil quantity with your sunflower oil. All this is just to make it easier for you to, immediately you see this recipe, you can just try out your hands on it. And by so doing of you trying out different types of oil, you actually start to know the differences between them. You will not have a bad production, you still have an outstanding production. Different oils offers different effects on the skin. Now I'm moving to the phase B. The phase B is the water soluble part. This is where we'll combine all the water soluble ingredients. Arrowroot powder helps to reduce the greasiness that some butters tends to leave on the skin.
Arrowroot powder just helps
shea
to reduce
butter
the
may leave your
oiliness
skin
that
greasy.
some
This arrowroot
butters
powder
tends
helps to
to bring to
actually
the skin.
reduce it, and it's
But
also
don't worry,
okay for the
because this
skin.
recipe
Now,
is actually an
the
emulsified
basic difference
recipe.
between this
It's not the
emulsified body
traditional
butter and the
method of
traditional body
making
butters, whereby
body
we just
butters,
melt our
whereby you
oils,
just melt
whip
your
it up,
oils
and
and
put in
then
our
you whip
jars.
it and use.
Where for
Those type
people who
of
stays
recipes.
in countries that are actually very much hotter, making just plain whipped body butters can actually, you start seeing them melting in the jars, or their texture changing due to the change in temperature, compared to those who have cold temperatures. Even those with very cold and freezing temperatures, you see the body butters can actually start freezing up. But with emulsified body butter, you kind of keep the balance in between this kind of change in textures due to temperature effects. Emulsified body butters is actually better off and will give you better outcome. You can see there is an, why I call it emulsified, because the creaminess, that's because of the presence of the water that we added to it. So this recipe is very stable and very okay, and you will not have those issues of my body butter is melting, my body butter have froze, my body butter, the colors are changing. You wouldn't have those issues. This is a very stable and quality. This is actually a luxury body butter recipe I'm sharing with you right now. So the additives, like I said, you can work in more additives. Now the additives I'm adding into my water phase are the ones that are actually water soluble, and then heat cannot actually affect. After measuring out all the components in the phase B with the water, we'll place it on heat for it to actually heat up together with the oil. The oil have to melt. Everything we measured in the phase A, we need to actually melt it, place it on heat for it to melt, and then we will put it alongside with this phase B. This phase B is this water phase where we are measuring all the water soluble components and all our emollients, everything that has to do with the skin that is actually water soluble. So we'll actually place it on heat for the temperature to rise. Make sure the phase B is, the temperature is actually high enough so that you can have a very smooth emulsion. So place it on heat, place your butters on heat so that it will melt before you can continue the production. So just watch along and see. I will just measure everything together, and then we can go into making this proper body butter. Now the oil is melted and the temperature of the water phase is actually increased because I placed the two on heat. What you have to do now is to combine the phase B and the phase A together. That means the water that is actually hot, close to boiling point, add it into your dissolved oils. Now you need to bring out your immersion blender. If you don't have immersion blender, you need something that can give you a very high whisking speed within the next 1 minute that you combine these two together. You need to actually whisk at a very high speed for the first 1 minute. at least for the first 1 minute, so that you have a complete emulsion. You need everything to emulsify perfectly. I'm very serious about this part. Even if you want to use your high whisker, your hand whisker, the manual one, that means you have to turn very quick as possible. But immersion blender is better. So now, because the temperature is hot, it will be liquidy and watery. I know you are wondering, why is it liquidy? I thought you said it's body butter. Don't worry, continue. After whisking it, you can place it in a cold water bath. What I mean by a cold water bath is, get the bowl of water, put in cold water in it, and drop in your mixture. Put your mixture inside it so that it can be cooling from the outside of the mixing vessel. But you don't leave it unattended to. You keep turning every 5 minutes. You keep turning it, but no longer with your immersion blender. You just have to bring out your spatula and you keep turning repeatedly till it gets thick. Once it gets thick and the temperature has dropped to about 40 degrees centigrade, you can now start adding your phase C. Phase C is actually the part where you add in the things that can the things like fragrance, your vitamin E oil, things that are actually heat dependent. That's where you add in your phase C. So just turn, you can see it's actually very creamy and milky. Now look at how the texture looks like now. So I just kept turning. Now you can even see the water on the surface of my table. I just kept turning for a while, for close to an hour, and I allowed it to be cooling gradually. Just allow it to be cooling and be turning, be cooling and be turning until you get to this texture. At this texture, it is still warm. Oh, it's not actually completely cold. That is why it's still this way. It is still warm, but it is okay for you to add in your fragrance to it. You add in your preservatives. You add in anything that is heat dependent additive that you want to add. Take for instance, you want to add in vitamin C. You know, heat can actually denature some vitamins and some additives. This is the part you add in all those your additives that you think that heat can actually denature. You understand? You can mix them with a little bit oil and then add and incorporate. So right now what I'm doing is I'm adding in my fragrance oils. I'm using strawberry passion by Nature's Garden and then vanilla, of course. And then I'll be adding in my preservative, which I'm using liquid Jama Plus. You can also make use of phenoxyethanol. After doing that, I'll add in my vitamin E because it helps to prolong my shelf life and also prevent rancidity. Those are the three major things I'm adding at this phase C. Any other thing, like I said, that has to do with any other additive you have and you know that heat can actually denature it, is at the phase C you have to bring out that component too. If not, the heat will actually destroy it. I think retinol is actually a very good example of those kind of components. So you mix everything together. You can see how very lovely this recipe is. Or you can see how the outcome looks like. That's why I told you, if you want to buy that my ebook that contains about 120 clinical standard skincare formulas, the link will be in the description box for you to make the payment, or you can chat me up on WhatsApp if you want to get a copy of it. So the next thing we're going to do now is for us to color. After adding everything under the phase C, I'll mix it together and then I'll color. Please color as you wish. I will color as I wish. You will color as you wish. If you don't want to color, just pipe it into your bottles and your jars and you are good to go. Make sure you sterilize your jars. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel and share my video. If you know anybody that is into skincare production and you want the person to incorporate this into one of their products, please do well to share my video across to them so that they can actually enjoy this view. Please also like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Once you are done, get your piping nozzles, get your piping bag, add your components inside your piping bag, layer it the way you want to layer it, and then you can pipe. For the one that I use the bronze color on, I actually diluted some of the bronze color with some body shimmer, body oil, body glow oil. There is vitamin C body glow oil. There are body oils everywhere. If you can't find body glow oil, you can just use your normal carrot oil or coconut oil. Add in some of your bronze shimmer to it. Dissolve it so that you have something like what I have, and then use your pipette, use it to sprinkle around your containers before you even pipe it in. And then once you are done, also sprinkle it on the surface the way I'm sprinkling it. That way you achieve this body glow body butter. This type of body butters, you see them online, on TikTok, on Instagram. People love it a lot because it does not only moisturize and hydrate the skin, it also gives the body this beautiful shine. I mean, it glows. Your skin will radiate and glow. It's shiny. It's beautiful on the skin. I'm telling you, first-hand experience. It's beautiful, especially if your skin is revealed under the sunlight. Man, it glows. You will actually, people will tell you, you are glowing. So this body glow body butter with shimmers, so you can I actually separated these two coloring even from the same batch of production to show you how you can be very creative with the colorings you want to do. If you type in body butter online, you actually see different colors of it, and you can take your pick on the colors you want to use and the name you want to actually call it. To tell you the honest truth, there is a very big income that can be realized with making body butters and body scrubs. These two things always go together, and if you are thinking about starting up skincare production, I believe these two should be your first two. Click the link to watch the next video. Thank you.